I have a cute acronym for chaos. Chaos is can't have anyone over syndrome. Chaos, can't have anyone over syndrome. And I worked with a lady once, I do hands-on organizing, and I worked with her once, and she had a set of sheets right by the front door. And I said to her, wow, that's really strange. Any of my clients will call them Mary. So I said, Mary, like, why do you have this set of sheets right by the front door? And she said, well, if anybody comes over unexpectedly, I just put the sheets all over my stuff, and I say, don't mind me, I'm just getting ready to paint. Okay, so that means that she's always getting ready to paint, and nobody ever questioned her, like, Mary, when are you going to start painting? But wouldn't you agree that with all of that would come a level of stress, a level of anxiety, maybe some embarrassment of like, wow, I really want to be able to handle this and get my clutter in control so that I can have people over, I can have dinner parties? Because it really does interfere with our life. If we can't have people over, we will end up maybe not having dinner parties. Or I worked with a family and the children never had their friends have sleepovers because there was just too much stuff everywhere. And so that really does impact their lifestyle and their life. One of the best things that I found just recently in a storage locker was, and I laughed, I had to laugh out loud because it was a calendar. It was the Busy Mom's Guide to Getting Organized calendar. And it was from 2008 and it hadn't even been opened. But we laugh. We all keep things for different reasons. Sometimes people keep things in storage or in their home for sentimental reasons. And the sentimental reason might be because somebody that owned that item before you has just passed away, and you're not ready to pass it on. You don't know what to do with it. It could be some antiques. It could be all of their photo albums. It could be their 30 or 40 years worth of photo albums that were your parents, and you don't know what to do with those. So you store them until you figure out, okay, what am I going to do with them? Or until somebody helps you with a solution. Yeah, what I have found is that photos are the most neglected in homes. They're thrown in boxes, they're all over the place, there's no system, there's no dates on them, there's nothing on them. And I just recently read of a woman that she lost her home to a fire in Calgary. This just happened this year. So she lost her home to a fire in Calgary. She and her husband and her two children got out. And so then they rented a home while their other home was going to be being built. So they rented a home, and wouldn't you know it, that home got affected by the flood. Yeah. So she had this small box of photos, and she was washing the photos to try and get the mud off, because she said that's the only thing that we have left. And she said the moral of that story for me was I realized to not love anything that doesn't love you back. This is the thing about that. When you purchase something, that money is leaving your pocket at the time of purchase. You have to realize that you will never get that money back, ever. So you don't purchase things so that you can turn around and try and sell them. You purchase things because you need them. And so then if you do end up selling them and get a little bit back for it, that's a bonus. But that money has already left your pocket, and so you're not getting it back. And then people say to me, yeah, but Rowena, I want to get my money's worth. So what does that mean? And I like to use a wedding dress as an example. Because if you got married 30 some odd years ago, 40 years ago, some of the ladies in the room, maybe even 50, and you still have your wedding dress, some hands go up, and you still have your husband, and you're still happily married to your husband, you probably got your money's worth out of your wedding dress.